Hello Spartans, this is Superintendent Miller back with you again. It's already July 25th and this is our first official episode of Riding with Rob for this school year. And I know I am tremendously excited about the upcoming school year. Some of you may feel a little bit differently and could use a few more weeks, but take advantage of the time that you have. It'll be fine. And then we'll be back together at school for what we hope is just a phenomenal school year this year after the years that we've had. Well, I am honored today to welcome Mr. Mickey Replogle. He is our new high school principal. Some of you know at the end of last year, Mr. Adams and his wife took advantage of some great opportunities to move down to Norman for another job. So we had a posting and we were very fortunate to get Mickey to come up here. And welcome, Mickey.
Well, thank you.
It's great to have you here. We know that you worked a little bit in June. You were trying to finish your last job, but it's been pretty hot and heavy since you came back here in July, hasn't it?
It has. I've hit the ground running. There's a lot to learn, but I've had a great time so far.
Well, good. We're glad you're a Spartan. Tell us a little bit, just for background for the audience, what made you become an educator? What have you enjoyed about being an educator over the, 25 years or so that you've been in education?
Yeah. So I was raised in a teaching family. My mom and dad were both longtime educators. I did not want to be a teacher. Back in those days, the teacher salaries were not good, and
they're still not good.
They're not the greatest.
Yeah.
But I went without a lot compared to a lot of my friends, and but right out of high school, the first few years of college, I have a younger brother and sister, and I saw that they weren't getting the kind of education that I thought they should, and I thought, well, if somebody else can't do it, I can. So I changed my major in college, and I have loved every minute of it since.
Well, that's fantastic. And so I know I'm familiar with your background. You're coming to us from Muskogee, where you were the high school principal there for 2 years. And then prior to that, you're from Broken Arrow, where you were both a middle school principal and I think a high school assistant principal, correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Did you ever teach in Bixby, or was that, or in Broken Arrow, or?
No,
okay.
I started my administrative career there in Broken Arrow, but a long time science teacher. Taught just about every middle school to high school level science class there was. Did some other things here and there. In school suspension teacher for a few years. Did a lot of coaching.
Yeah.
So I've had quite a broad background in education up until this point.
Well, we have that in common. We both taught science and both spent quite a bit of time in middle school. I don't know what that says about us, but
for those of us who have been in middle school, we know what it says.
And we just found out, talking prior to this, that we both like to hike in the mountains and kind of get away from things.
That's right. Anytime I can get outdoors, I love it.
All right. So what's your favorite food? Mickey, get into some real important questions here.
Probably seafood. But my wife has really turned me on to sushi lately. And there's a ton that I have not tried. But most of the stuff that I have tried, I have really taken a liking to. Okay,
there goes the similarities. I am not into seafood. Coach Montgomery a few months ago, he's into Brussels sprouts. And he just loves them, and that's...
I can eat a Brussels sprout. I sure can.
Oh, you're going the wrong way, Mickey. We're doing so well. Kind of bonding here on things. So let's talk about the upcoming year. I know you have a lot of things going on, but here's what I'll tell you. The teachers and staff you have here at Bixby High School are exemplary. They truly are, and I know you've had a chance to meet some of them already. So you've got a fantastic team, your counselors, your other administrators. So I know that you're in good hands as we kind of work through this. But right behind us is going to be one of the big challenges, and we've spent some time talking about that. If you didn't know, folks, we're building a new high school right here on our existing campus. And as you can see behind me, that used to be the parking lot where the B was located. It's now fenced out, and we're in the remaining part of that parking lot. So there will be some challenges associated with that. And we're going to be sending out some maps and some very detailed instructions on how you'll get in and out, how your students will get in and out of here. But what do you see in addition to that as being kind of a challenge or exciting, but also something we've got to work through?
Yeah, well, let me back up. You mentioned the teachers, and yes, I've met a few, but the reputation of Bixby High School is amazing, and that is what made this job very enticing. Thankfully, that is here, because we're going to count on our amazing staff to get us through all the challenges and difficulties that we're going to face. But the good thing is I don't foresee any challenges that we can't overcome and find a solution for. It might not be the easiest, might not be what someone wanted and they would rather do it a different way, but we're going to have to do a few things differently this year, thanks to all the caterpillars and bulldozers and things behind us here.
You're exactly right. And this staff and everywhere has gone through some floods, some pandemic, and now a $70 million construction project. But I guarantee when this is all done, hopefully in 2 years, we're going to look back and say that was well worth it, because the building that's coming up here behind us, 200,000 square foot, 3 stories, really a state-of-the-art educational facility, and I'm very excited to have you lead us into that building here in just a couple of years, along with your staff. Let's talk about what are some other things about, you mentioned coming here because of the quality of our teachers and staff. What are some other things about Bixby that drew you here and made you interested in becoming a Spartan?
Well, I actually attended a football game here last year. My previous school played here. And,
we're sorry.
It was quickly evident who the better team on the field was that night. But I remember looking over at the student section, and I was impressed then, and am excited now that the quality of students and the school spirit that they showed. And as I've begun working here, met a few students here and there, I've seen the band practicing, I've seen the football players out on the field a few times. Very excited to get to know the kids and watch them perform at high levels in whatever area that they compete.
You're exactly right, and that's something we're all very proud of, and that doesn't happen by accident either. The high quality of our athletic and arts programs is attributable to the great support we have from our parents and our booster clubs and our community. This truly is a special place to be.
Yes.
And so, Mickey, we're very glad you've decided to come join us here at Bixby High School. We're confident that you're going to do great things. And is there any closing thoughts? Anything else you'd like to share with our audience today?
Well, I'm just super excited to be here. Can't wait to meet many more people, the students, the staff, community members, because I think we've got a bright future ahead of us here at Bixby High School.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have another Riding with Rob. Hopefully by the end of this week, we'll kind of accelerate those a little bit, try and get as much of this information out to you as quickly as we can. Look forward to the start of our 22-23 school year, so stay tuned. A lot of information coming your way in just the next few days, but as always, it's a great day to be a Spartan. Thank you very much.